These are your 6-1A notes, operations of functions. We're going to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions in this lesson. So the symbol for a sum of two functions is f plus g inside parentheses times x. That's f plus g of x. And you simply just add the one function to the other function. You combine like terms and clean up as necessary. For a difference, it will look like f minus g of x inside parentheses. And that just means take the first function and subtract the second function. Word is important there. For the product, that's f times g of x. And that would be to multiply the first function by the second function. And a quotient will look like a fraction, f over g of x. And that just means write the first function over the second function. Okay? So order really is important for the difference and for the quotient. Just make sure that you do put them in that particular order. If you want to change the order in which you add or multiply, that is fine. I do want to mention also that the book will reduce or simplify fractions in a way that we don't know how yet. So don't worry about simplifying. Just simply put the first function over the second function and leave it alone. But some of your answers in the book will not match for those quotients just because they simplified. So let's go ahead and put this to use using two functions. So my first problem here, I have the function x squared minus 3x plus 1 is my f of x function. G of x is 4x plus 5. So if they want me to add f plus g of x, I'm going to take x squared minus 3x plus 1, add it to 4x plus 5, and then combine like terms and clean up. So the only thing I can clean up is this negative 3x and this 4x, and I just kind of went over the 1 and the 5 there. So now that I know it's all clean, we want to put this little label out in front that tells us what we found. So we found the sum of f plus g of x squared, the negative 3x and the positive 4 make a positive x, and the positive 1 and the positive 5 make a positive 6. So there is the sum of f plus g of x. To find the difference, f minus g of x, we will simply take the f of x function, x squared minus 3x plus 1, and subtract the entire function 4x plus 5. I like to put that entire function in parentheses so that I know that that negative on the outside is really a negative 1. I want to apply it to both terms of g of x. This is a common mistake. So that will equal x squared minus 3x plus 1 minus 4x minus 5. When I combine like terms, I can put the negative 3x and negative 4x together and the positive 1 and the negative 5. So again, I want to put my label out in front. F minus g of x is equal to x squared minus 7x minus 4. And there's our difference. To find the product, we're going to take the f of x function, x squared minus 3x plus 1, and multiply it by the g of x function, 4x plus 5. Now you could actually write that in a reverse order if you want the binomial in front of the trinomial. I'm going to distribute. I'm just going to distribute backwards. I like to put the binomial through the trinomial. So I'm going to take this 4x and multiply it by x squared, by the negative 3x, and by the positive 1. So I get 4x cubed minus 12x squared plus 4x. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the 5. I'm going to multiply the 5 by all three terms of the trinomial, and I end up with a positive 5x squared minus 15x plus 5. And so the product f times g of x is equal to 4x cubed, the negative 12x squared, and the positive 5x squared make negative 7x squared. The positive 4x and negative 15x make negative 11x, and then the plus 5. So there's our product. And for our quotient, we are simply just going to write one over the other. And so make sure you put f of x on top, x squared minus 3x plus 1 over the g of x function, 4x plus 5. And don't do anything else to it. Don't cross anything off. Just leave it as it is. That's really all we're doing today. So for your lesson summary, I have a problem here that's been all worked out. Using f of x is 2x plus 3 and g of x is 3x minus 5. Figure out the mistake when they found the difference. And on the other side, I want you to use the same two f of x and g of x, and I want you to find the product of f times g of x. Good luck.